folks, I've been out and about scrounging up stuff at old tackle boxes and flea markets, thrift shops. Yeah, been digging around and thought I'd show you some more. Look at the treasures here, old school gold.
Yeah. Howdy, folks. Back at the table again. I keep my elbows steady. Water isn't shaking all over the place. Show you some more stuff I found. I know I enjoy seeing what people find, and some things I've never even seen or heard of. And of course, some things I show you, I don't even know what they are. And maybe I get them wrong, and feel free to correct me. Because I want to learn. And sometimes it just gets squirrely in my head. I just screw it up. Gets like that. Blame it on old age, but I'm pretty sure. Been happening the whole time. So let's see what we got out and about. Some old school gold. Something just bring a smile to my face. I like to collect, to fish. Yeah, and there's some things I'm a little less likely to chuck out there because of memory's sake. Gotta be willing to lose it. Or at least for it to get beat up. Turn it into a warrior lore. Here we go. I was out and about, checking things out. And I found these little guys. It's a suic. And I'm used to suics being like that big for muskies, big pike, and I've caught some nice pike on suics. It's kind of a down and up, floats up, down and floats up, down and floats up, and for some reason, some days, that triggers fish. But I never knew that they made little ones. And it says suic right on it. It's actually made by the same people. I never knew. I got that color, and let's see what else we got here. Of course, it's tangled up with another lure. Even happens here. Don't even need a tackle box. Got the orange. I put the orange on there. Yeah, it wasn't orange. I drew it on with a magic marker. Sharpie marker. Put some orange on it. This one came like this, kind of a birch color. Oh, looks like I put some orange on that too. Make a liar out of me. Black and green, I guess, and I put the orange on there. I can't even remember I'm doctoring stuff up. Beauty of that is you can always take that off with some lighter fluid. But, same thing, it's going to dab down, float up, dab down, float up. Got to work on little guys as well as it works on big guys. Maybe it'll work on big guys because they ain't used to seeing them this small. Gotta be real. Or at least not too threatening. Catch me some fish on those. Check it out. Gonna happen. I'll put it on the shelf. Suics. Who knew? Tiny suics. Oh man. Every time I run across tall man stuff, and I know there was other people designing these things, not just tall man, but from the Man Bait Company, like a pogo shad, it was longer. And of course it's perch. Got a lot of confidence chucking perch. This is where I fish. Of course, in some days, they want it to look like what they eat. Some days I don't think it matters, all these crazy colors I throw. Some days, they want to see what they eat, and boom, they pounce on it. Right size, they jump on it. Now that's probably going to wiggle. I haven't fished one of these yet. I've caught some fish on the pogo shads. You can see that on the fishing show. You go to click up with your remote if you're watching this on TV. You'll come to the circle with the thumb, click on that, go to the channel, and check out these lures. This is probably where you'll find most of them. Some of them are on Canada trips, that kind of thing. Check out these lures. You'll probably find a lot of this stuff. These I haven't fished yet. The pogo shed worked really good. You can see me catch some fish on those. So, I'm gonna catch me some fish on these. I just tell the fish, it's a man's bait. You gotta bite it. So we got one like that. Pretty cool. That's gonna catch me a fish. And these longer ones aren't as expensive. The pogo sheds. It's tough to find an inexpensive pogo shed unless you find it in somebody's tackle box or in the back of a thrift shop. Yard sale. But you search for them things on the internet. You gotta drop $20, $25 just to get a pogo shed. These guys, I get it for like $5. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess maybe they don't work as good or they just aren't as collectible. We'll go find out. We're gonna find out. Here's another man's bait. I had one of these when I was younger and I lost it. It's a topwater bait called a tail chaser. Tail chaser. I don't know if you can see that on there. Tail chaser. And it's kind of a walking bait on the top. And it's easier to walk it because it's got this curve on the back. So you get a different action to it than, say, a Zara spook, that kind of thing. This catches fish, so it got me another. And of course, I'm confident in this color. Black and orange, and got some bronze on there, or gold, I guess you'd call it. We're going to catch fish on that and put that on the show. Be cool to see them actually hit this on the top, though, wouldn't it? Have to try to figure that out. I'm not exactly a rocket scientist when it comes to filming these things. But we try. Here's another one. You ever hear of the flying lure? Probably have. Little rubber fish. A rubber crawdad looking thing, basically like a tube bait. And it was made so you tossed it out there, and like a tube bait would sink down. The flying lures would a little bit flatter in design, and they would weighted so they would go away from you. And then you jerked it, and it kind of looked like a crayfish. Called gazillion fish, especially stream fishing. Holy smokes. Get that crawfish look to it. Well, it turns out Tom Man put out a hard bait flying lure. Never heard of it. Ran across them when I was on. I'm pretty cheap about surfing on the internet. I could be on there for hours and not spend a dime. But when I saw this was called the flying lure, and it's a perch. Down and up, and now it's got a treble hook on it. Which seems to me, but guess what? They sell weedless treble hooks, so then guess what this guy's going to be getting? Haven't tried it yet. Pretty dang good shape, but it's going fishing because I want to see this thing. Cast it out, and it's supposed to go away from you just like them flying lures, and it's actually called a flying lure. So they must have had some kind of deal with the people that made the flying lures. Pretty cool. Now you gotta watch, because some of these, Tom Man also made spoons just like this, with this image, real image on it, I guess you'd call it. So make sure if you're after the flying lure version, down in and up. I already did it to this other one. Yeah, already got oh yeah, on my shirt that worked. Got mustad weedless trebles on it. Because I'm thinking, if it's going to go into the cover, better have some weedless on there. Surprised they didn't do that, but they didn't. So if I'm fishing in open, well, maybe I'll leave this one like this if I'm fishing above the weeds doing that. I'm chucking it under ducks, into the brush. Go with the weedless, right? Gonna catch me some fish on these. Never heard of them. Hard bait flying lure. Cool. It's gonna work. Stay tuned. It's going to work. Here's the, well, we got a whole bunch of lures hooked together here, folks. Here's the pogo shed. Now, these guys are not cheap. You get these suckers off the internet, you're going to drop $20, $25. But they work. I was fishing an orange and black one. You can see that if you go to my channel and then go to check out these lures. Somewhere in them shows called probably bass, pike, several different fish. And just get a real tight wiggle to it. I mean, you know something's going on down there. Rattling it, like a rattling bait. About foot and a half down from the surface. So you can take it right across the top of the weeds, which is what I was doing. And they work. They work good. I remember seeing these in people's tackle boxes when I was a kid, but I didn't have the money. And my dad was a bait fisherman, and originally so was I, because I fished with my dad. And but from seeing these guys on all these different fishing shows and people talking about them, I said, I remember those. Oh man, gotta try it out, right? They work, and they work good, but they're highly collectible. You see these at a yard sale, bottom of somebody's tackle box, thrift shop or something, grab them. They ain't cheap, and they do work. This one's kind of a baby bass. Yeah, I put the red on there. Now you can always take that off. It's plastic lure. A little different with the wood ones with the paint, because maybe all that marker won't come off because it'll sink into the paint a little bit. But on the plastic ones, come right off. You want to take it off. Put some dots on it. You already had the red eyes and the red on the front. Baby bass. No, that's going to work. And usually it's a bass eating the baby bass. Think it'd catch more pike. No. Cannibals eat each other. Pretty dang cool. Here's a wacky one. This is a spoon. Yeah, it looks like you run it over with the truck. Left it on the driveway. No, it's called the Big Thing. Now, I kind of wrote that on there so I could remember. It's in there, you can read it. And it was already painted. It says the Big Thing on this side. But I did some, I put the black on there. This is pink. I thought it was kind of orange, but I look at it closer, it's pink. I wouldn't give it a whirl. That's the color they put on it. They can always paint it orange later if I want. And what makes this? Bear Paw, Bel Air, Michigan. Come. The Big Thing. And geez, look at the way that thing's going to go through the water. Got that? Gonna catch me a fish on this thing. On the Big Thing. And like I said, yeah, I wrote that on there because I catch a fish on the show. I'm gonna be all excited, especially if it's big fish. And I think you catch bigger fish. I think that's one reason we're doing better with these crazy lures. I've never seen it before. Whether it's the shape, the color, the action. A lot of things didn't necessarily think all that much fish, but they probably react to negative stuff. And if they've been caught on something enough times, they come. You see them do it. They come up to the lure, and last second they go, nope, nope. The Big Thing. Don't catch me a fish on that. You don't get to see it. Of course, I wrote it on here, so when I'm super excited, I remember what the heck to call it. And I even put the Bear Paw on. Now, will I remember that means it's from Bear Paw? I don't know. Pretty cool. These things are so much fun to run across and find. Or get on it. Sometimes I get on that internet just for something to do. TV's going on or whatever's going on, and I just go through page after page after page after page. Because not only has to be cool, I'm cheap. And if it's a group of lures, I mean, if there's 10 lures in this little group, it could be a great deal. But I want to at least be able to fish with 8 of them. I don't want to get it just because I want that one lure and then be stuck with the other 9. Unless it's super cheap. But yeah, so it's so cool to run across it. Look at this thing. Ouch, I just hooked myself. It's like a bat. I think it's called a bat wing or something. Got my magnifying glass out here, got my glasses on. Yeah. Where them fishing doing it? Let's see here. Patent pending. Bat wing. Doesn't say who makes them, but bat wing. Yeah, I put the red on there. It was already yellow. If you're wondering. It's a Sharpie marker. Stays on pretty good, actually. And the fish scratch it all up. You just get the marker out of your tackle box. I keep on. I don't know, probably half a dozen different colors in there. Mark a bag up. High-tech stuff, huh? That way. It's got different holes. There, if you can see that. So you can hook it in. And I'm guessing that makes it go different depths. Or different wiggle. Definitely antique, retro. But pretty cool. There's another, got one black and orange. The black was on there. I put the orange on with Sharpie markers. The silver probably. Batwing. And this one's got a hooktail on it. This one comes with the lion tie swivel deal. If that actually came with the lure, but maybe it did because you can adjust the depth or the wiggle, whatever it does. Probably both. And I'm going to catch me some fish on these wacky things. That would be cool now, wouldn't it? Stay tuned. The Batman. With the bat wing. I guess Batman had a bat wings, didn't he? Does the orange one say anything more on it? Oh, it does say something like that. Let's get that out. Oh, baby bat. They're baby bats. Must have been a bigger version. I guess I didn't help with the reading part by coloring it, did I? Baby bat wing. Who knew? We're going to catch the fish on now. Here's the one I run across, kind of like that pogo shad. Only it's heavy. It's this hunk of metal. Got a much smaller tail on it. No rattle. Quiet. But, look at that. Gonna catch me some fish on that too. Look at that. Fire dagger, perch color, little bitty thing, especially in the spring. Be down there wiggling there, probably pretty deep. Pretty heavy for this little guy. Maybe half ounce. And he ain't that big. That's gonna work. For Man's Bait Company. And it says Man's on it. Some kind of pogo deal. Here is another Man's Bait. Love Man's. Their stuff just makes me. And we've been doing good with the Little George. You talk to people that go and find lures, or you hear them on these shows like I'm doing, that almost everybody had Little Georges in their tackle boxes back in the day. And I can see why. We do good with them. Very, just a little bitty, smaller than this. Now this is the Big George. I didn't know they made those, but run across a Big George. You got a rattle in him like a one knocker. Pretty cool. And go catch fish. You just got it on a swivel on the back to bleed. The Little George's is actually on a solid wire, spins around on a clevis. And don't catch fish on that. Black, orange, bronze, red eyes. It's gonna be big. You're gonna see. Here's another lure I run across. Now I don't know who makes this. Rattling Chug Bug. If you know who makes this, let me know. Looks to me like catch fish. Like the colors, fire tiger. Sometimes just mental because this is a top water lure. I don't know how much they see about the fire tiger part, but confidence. I'm confident they like this color because I guess it goes under a little bit. Probably stop and start, cast it out there, leave it, pop it. We're gonna find out. We're gonna catch fish on that. And a rattle in it. But if you know who makes the rattling chug bug, let me know. Because it don't say on there other than that. At least not that I found. Of course, the eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Rattling chug bug. Had to have it. Didn't cost much, probably $1. Like I said, I'm cheap. Here's one. Mr. Twister. And of course the twister tail is long gone. Basically you hook it in there. And I usually put twin tails on them. I think originally they came with ones that had like 4. But I usually put a twin tail on. I really like the orange and black twin tail. You stick that into the top of the worm. Boom. Then you hook the body of the worm into that hook. And then the tails are out here. Off they go. Pretty dang cool. Top water lure. Mr. Twister. We're going to catch us some fish on that. Let's see what else we got. Got a spoon. It's got a red eye. Like a red-eyed... red-eyed spoon from, got one of them around here somewhere. What do I do with it? Oh, here he is. Right on my face. This is a daredevil red-eye. Fire tiger. I didn't do that. It actually came that way. And you can see the little devil on there. Oh, I guess. Let me get it out here in front of you. Put your elbows on the table, Dusty. Usually, you got your 2 red eyes. These guys work. We're going to chuck this. As soon as I saw it, boom, grabbed it, $1. Yeah, I'm cheap. Double red eye. This is a single red eye. By a company called Gibbs. Now I did the orange on it and the black. Well, maybe they did the black. Hard to remember these things. Gibbs One-Eyed Wiggler. From the same name. A red eye. A little more red eye from Daredevil. And I guess people did different versions. There's a One-Eyed Wiggler from Gibbs. Gonna catch them on that, aren't we? You already saying it, aren't you? Yep, that's right. Arbogast. Love Arbogast mans. Check the color of that sucker out. Now I had the smaller version of this when I was younger. And Tipsy Minnow, Tipsy Diver, or something like that. If you know, tell me. Usually Arbogast has all that stuff written on it, but it didn't have it on the little one either. But this bigger one. Look at those colors. I'm gonna smack that thing. Some old pipe gun. Gonna piss somebody off. Catch a pumpkin seed sunfish on it, which happens to us a lot. I guess they just get pissed off that somebody's in their neighborhood, attack it, But, like you've heard me say before, I think it's genius to put them on their side. Gas done a good deal. Now, I had never fished one this big before, so I'm going to give that a whirl. Gonna catch this fish on that. Guess you can throw it out there, leave it float, dive it down a little bit, leave it float, dive it down. Heck, you can do that with a stick. Well, have a hook on it. That color, that's going to get somebody. We're going to put it on the show. Pretty dang cool, huh? Made me smile just looking at it. They're hidden. You know, I love hidden because you don't even have to guess what these suckers are. It says it right on the bottom. This one's in, well, it's a little harder because it's in gold. Crazy crawler. Hidden crazy crawler. Yeah, you know, tiny crazy crawler. And it's going to catch fish. The big ones do, the little ones do. Yeah, and I like red and yellow. And, you know, we got these at a flea market. Somebody had them. And had to have them. Price was right. Look at that. Silver and black, and I'll leave it that way. It's basically, they're just looking at the bottom anyway. Red and yellow. Yeah, that's probably the first one I'll chuck. Got a lot of confidence in red and yellow, and that matters a lot. Now you might chuck this one first. I bet you most guys would chuck this one first. Black and silver, whack. It's gonna catch fish. Boom, 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 boom. Like that, huh? Pretty much what it sounds like. Hidden's crazy crawlers. They work, I know they work. We're going to put that on the show too. Or we'll figure out how to do it so you can see them bite. We'll try that. I won't expect anything too amazing. How many times we used to mess with the GoPro. Came close many times to seeing how far I could chuck that thing. Luckily Jason got me off of that. Too much aggravation. So I'm going to more concentrate on getting these old lures, these old retro collectible stuff. And I'm retired, so get them out fishing. Yeah. Another pogo shad. Oh man. This one is stuck. This one is yellow and black. I'll put the red on it. You know I gotta do it. It had red eyes. Seems to be pretty popular on these. Got those shiny eyes. Put the red on the back, red down the side. Got lots of confidence. Like I've said before, these are not cheap. You run across these cheap, snatch them up. Because some lures are just in high demand. They work. I know that. Huh? You can see it on some of my shows. Pogo shit. Suspect they're wiggling. They're rattling it. Pisses them off. I don't know. And boom, bass, pike. Done good with them. So chuck it. Gonna catch some fish. You're gonna see. I know, bold talk. I'll make it work. Now some of them, not as big a confidence, but a hardworm, another man's bait. But I tell you, I saw somebody showing these on TV, and I'm like, what was he thinking? Now I put the red on there. It was yellow and black. Got a little spinner, a little propeller, and guessing it's a topwater lure. There's guys doing shows on these, or hardworm, and they catch fish on them. So I imagine we'll catch a fish on it. But confidence-wise, I'm gonna have to catch a fish on it to gain confidence. Cause what? But it made me smile now, didn't it? Hardworm? It's man's. It's man's. Here, something I get while showing you the little guy here. This is just a like a rattle trap without the rattles, or a pogo, somewhere in between a pogo. This is called a pogo spin. Kind of like a little George, only it's got that tail on it like a pogo shed. It's called a pogo spin, and yeah, I colored this back blade. It was just silver, and still left some of that there to flash. Put some orange on the side. You know, like I've said many times, I don't know if it's that important, but it works for me. So if you got that confidence, you'll keep chucking. You'll keep chucking. You'll leave it on. You know how you are. You get going and you're like, somebody's Jason's catching fish at the other end of the boat. Let me try something different. Come catch me fish on this. I know the little George works. This probably got a little bit extra wiggle because of that. And it looks a little bit more like a fish than little George does. And this guy, I didn't doctor this one up. This is just a cool color. A fire tiger perch. These guys are going to catch me some fish. And I don't know if you watched any of our shows, but Jason catches some big fish on little tiny lures. Puts the whoop on them. I guess they just don't feel very threatened by something that little. Grab it. Gotta love man stuff. A lot of times there'll be some box of funky looking lures there sitting there, and you'll kind of look at it, and the guy will immediately go like $5, you can have the whole thing. Why not? Well, that box had different things in it. Rapalas, Rebels, and some of them kind of beat. And a tiny torpedo. And I like the color of it. And I didn't hesitate. $5 for the whole box. I don't know, probably a dozen lures in there. And half of them I could use. So $5 come out of my pocket quick. Got a little propeller on it. Tiny torpedo. Now I usually use clear tiny torpedoes. Or black. Same thing with jitterbugs, stuff like that. That's what, if I want to catch a fish, but we're going to fish this one. I spent $5 on it. Well, 50 cents on it. Catch a fish on it anyway. Because it worked. I'm not so sure color matters much up top like that, but maybe. Fish a lot of clear water. Check this bugger out. Who the heck made that deal? Kind of a heart-shaped blade, silver and gold. And I mean big. Now I put the yeller and the red on the back. Not like I got a whole bunch of these. So I did a confidence color. Got some red beads. Triple hook on the back. And I don't know if this actually acts like a spinner. Spinner and a spoon. That blade is so big, I would imagine you stop it and it would whoop, whoop, like that. I'm gonna grab it, and that's a pretty sizable hook. So, who makes that? If you know who makes that and what it's called, let me know. And when I saw it, I don't know, it was less than $1. Grabbed it. That's an antique. With a little doctoring, but it's gonna catch fish. Hopefully, you'll get to see that. Good old Johnson spoon. It was black and silver. I put the blue on it. That's just Sharpie marker. Kind of cool. It's kind of not the dark blue, but the baby blue. Do good with black and blue. Especially if it's like dark, cloudy out, but it ain't raining. Boom. Black and blue. Now, I kind of did this as a double deal, because if it's dark, early in the day, late in the day, orange and black. That's what I do good with. Now, just like I've said, confidence that I have. So this one's double duty. Got the orange and black, got the black and blue. It's gonna work. At least working up here. And this one's got 2 weed guards. This is seriously old, so I wasn't afraid to paint it up. It was kind of scratched up and markered it up. The marker, I can take that off pretty easy and just take it down to silver, but black and blue do good with that. So, I'll catch fish on that. You're gonna see it. Here's a wacky one by man. I didn't even know they made these things. This is kind of a weedless pogo shad. Man, just one single hook on the back with a weed guard. I don't know. It's got a rattle in it, so I'm thinking it's not a topwater bait. Of course, that chug bug or whatever it was, that seems like that'd be a topwater. We're gonna find out. But does this have the same wiggle as a pogo shad? Probably a little different. Probably gave up a little bit there to make it into a weedless lure. I like chucking back into the brush, back into the weeds, back into the pads. It's a man bait. Tall man. Check it out. I love this stuff. There's so many cool things out there. A lot of things I pass on. I tell you what. Some things I just, everybody fishes different. So, there's a lot of people out there collecting the soft plastics. You see that, like Man's put out a lot of crazy stuff too. Crazy colors, flavors. Man's beach just makes me smile. It's a shame it's gone by the wayside, but they left a heck of a legacy behind, didn't they? Look at these wacky deals. Makes me smile just to look at it. That's gonna catch fish. Am I super confident in it? Well, kind of like the hard worm. It'll work. Keep chucking it. Also, big fan of these 38 special spinner baits. If you've seen any of my shows, boom. I want to catch. You're chucking. Sometimes the fish are just not super turned on. That's when you go to your spinner, Mep spinner, same kind of color, bang, put it out there. Yeah, there's a gazillion colors and different things. I think the 38s came in maybe half a dozen colors. Black and blue, so this one started out, and orange and black. I think there was a silver one, a white one, chartreuse, that was one. And then I tend to doctor them up, put stuff on. But while I was perusing along, surfing the net, I came across copper blades. Same blade, see, with that little side piece on it. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit different shape, a little bit different vibration. You can fish them at pretty good decent speed, or you can slow roll them. Because they really crank around with that blade on them. And of course, got the other blade on. Now, you've seen me do this a lot if you've seen any of my shows. This confidence thing, Black Fury. Pretty much got that from the Meps guys. The Black Fury with the orange and black, or the Fire Tiger and black, or the yellow and black, chartreuse and black, white and black. Everybody's got a different preference. But got a lot of confidence in that. If it's cloudy, like I was saying with the spoon, if it's cloudy, but not raining, but black and blue. If it's just dark because it's early or dark because it's late or it's just been cloudy all day, I'll throw a lot of orange and black. Do that a lot. But if it's raining and cloudy out, usually is, I'll go to copper. And at some point in my travels, in my younger days, probably 40 years ago, I ran across some spinner baits that some guy made up and sold them to the tackle store, and they were just hanging on pegs. On a rack that set on the counter, and he had done copper, other side black, and I had just caught a nice muskie on a Mep's copper spinner, and it's kind of a interesting deal. And I grabbed them, put them in my tackle box. I think 3 of them. And I didn't mess with them for years. And then at one point, got them out. It worked. Probably just happened to be a cloudy day. It was raining a little bit. But ever since then, if it's cloudy and raining, boom, copper and black. Got War Eagle, the homemade ones that I originally have, still have all 3 of those. And to go with that, so I thought, well, I'll do some combo deals. So now I got the Black Fury 38 special with copper and black. Of course, I already got the War Eagle that's just black with the copper and black. And I also did up ones, the 38s. A lot of confidence in those, which I got a lot of confidence in Stanley ones and all kinds of them. But the 38s, this one came orange. Orange blades on it. Then, of course, I've Sharpie markered it on the other side. And changed the skirt to black and orange instead of just straight orange. And you could just color them with a marker too. If you well, copper and black on that one. Combo deal. Got that combo deal. The other combo deal. And then there's black and blue, like I was saying. If it's dark out and it's not raining, I'll go to black and blue. And I don't know if you can see that on that, but they did the black with blue flecks in it. This is factory done by Strike King. And it had a bigger blade on the other end, which I still have a bunch of them rigged up like that. Black and blue skirt on it. But that pack had 3 copper blades in it. So boom, painted it black on one side, copper on the other. Go try it out. And fine tune it a little bit. See if maybe it'll make the difference. Who knows? I know they're going to catch fish, because they already do. When to use it, I'm not really sure. Maybe it'll be, because sometimes it's cloudy out, not raining, and then it rains a little bit, then it stops. And you don't really want to keep taking them on and off. Gonna catch fish, you're going to see it. Same thing with orange and copper and black one. And the Black Fury copper and black one. But yeah, so maybe pick them up. I think it was $5 for the card with the 3 blades on it. And then they already had Sampo swivels on it. Nice swivels. Already on there. What the heck? Always change them back. I still got the other blades, right? Alright. Well, that's enough of that yakking for once, huh? Hope you enjoyed that. I enjoy seeing these things, what people have, what's out there. I'm not doing you any favors because you're already on the internet, aren't you? Look at that. See if I can find it. Hopefully, I've told you what it's called. A couple of them I don't know. You'll have to let me know. And I appreciate it because I'm learning just like you guys are. Learning as I go. But for me, it's collecting and fishing. There's not going to be a whole lot of them that I just collect them, hang them on the wall. I'm going to take them out fishing. You're going to see it. So, if you get a chance, go to my channel. Click up on your remote if you're watching this from your couch on the TV, Roku box, or whatever. If you're on the computer, put your mouse up there, click on this thing, and boom, the bar will come up, and the little circle will come up with my thumb taped up, because I tend to mess up my left thumb a lot. So sometimes I just do it to protect it. Click on that. You can subscribe or just go to channel. So go to channel, go to playlists. Playlist, go to check out these lures. And some of the other shows have them on too, that we fishing in Canada, that kind of thing. But if you hit check out these lures, you'll see a lot of these ones we did really well on. And I mean, we do. I'm not joking. Actually, in playing with all these extra retro, old school, vintage antiques, we're actually doing better and we're catching bigger fish. And until you do a show like this and put it in and keep watching, you're like, dang, Actually, this is actually working better. Awesome. Awesome. It's so much fun. Thank you so much. You folks have a great day. Come back at you later.
Well, here it is all on the table, folks. All my different treasures that I run across, and I'm going to fish them. So stay tuned. Some I've caught fish on before, and some I've never tossed before, but boy, I got confidence in everything that's laying there. We're going to catch us some fish.